So today's trade, we had a big oversold bounce today in the markets. A lot of strong bullish activity today. We got some stocks we're going to look at. So I want to start with this Vector Acquisition Corp that I've been watching to possibly take a momentum trade on. It didn't do much today, only 2.42%, which tells me this pattern still needs to work itself out. But I drew some lines here. We're getting this interesting wedge, or well, it kind of looks like an arrow, doesn't it? So this is like built up energy. This is just energy getting tighter and tighter, ready to spring from here. So I want to watch this pattern and see which direction we spring. It could spring up, it could spring down. If we spring from this pattern, especially if we get a nice big bullish candle, it could be game on for a trade in this stock. And we're going to probably, since it's a fast momentum trade, we're probably going to use a 30-minute chart to manage our trade. And we want to see price above the cloud. And Tankinson and Kijinson start trending up with the price. Kind of the opposite of what we see here. See how Tankinson is trending down with the price? We want to see the opposite. Tankinson under price and Kijinson underneath the price as well. And everything above the cloud. This cloud right here is kind of a funny shape. It's kind of indicates consolidation. Kind of a weird shaped cloud with kind of thin, and this is very thin over here. So, like I said, it's kind of like a big spring. It's pent up energy looking for a direction to go right now. So we're keeping an eye on that. No trade on that yet. Let's see. Well, if you want to get into a trade right here, what could be used for a rule? It's got to go your way or you're out. That's not a very good rule. I like to see a technical level. Okay, I like it to see at least on top of Kijinson, so I have a baseline to make a rule for my trade. Okay, we don't just get in a trade and say, well, maybe it'll go my way tomorrow. And then you wake up and it's down 25% pre-market. Anyway, trading is very risky. I only trade with a very small account. My big money is in investments. Good solid companies like Apple, Microsoft, those companies have been taking a beating, but I don't trade those. They just sit there and cook. Let's look at NIO today. Pretty big bounce. This is a 30-minute chart. So on the 30-minute chart, we're on top of the cloud, and we've got the orientation we want with Tankinson and Kijinson. Price on top of both. 40-minute chart, we can see some resistance levels. We popped above Tankinson today, and we've got Kijinson right here at about $45. So that's our next area to watch. I actually was short these trades. NIO, Plug Power, Fuel Cell. I closed them all this morning pre-market. I could see this move coming, and we've been way oversold. I mentioned that previous video. The further we get away from the cloud, the more oversold we are, the more likely we're to have a snapback. So I may put on another trade with these. If price could come all the way back over here to this red cloud, that might be an interesting place to place a trade. This Kijinson line could cause a reaction as well. So I don't think that these are just going to go screaming back to the top anytime soon. In fact, I think the EV stocks are broken. I think they're going to start forming a longer term downtrend. And these trends take time to evolve. They don't just go straight down. That's a lot of momentum right there. And we put in a long wick right here. We didn't make a new low. Boom, we pop. Daily chart. So on the daily, look on the daily, the Tankinson is, let's see, the Kijinson was up a little higher on the other chart. So we're still underneath the Tankinson on the daily chart. So we've got some areas of resistance to watch. They're a little bit different on each chart. Usually daily charts have the most powerful. These resistance levels are the strongest on a daily chart. I found that 4-hour charts work really well. They help get you in and out of a trade sooner. Fuel cell, big wick right down here, no new low. We kept testing this area right here after we put in that wick. And of course today we got some news about the bond rate stabilizing, and so we put in a pop. We'll see if this can continue or if we're going to start reacting, but like I say, it's just my gut feeling that these EV stocks are broken. I think they just need to stabilize and form a more stable trend if they are going to go higher from here. I think the trend was too steep, and they just need to stabilize more. So we look at a weekly here. So on a weekly chart, look, we're up above the cloud, but look how far we are away from the cloud. And this is interesting. On a weekly chart, we've dropped below the Kijun-sen line, and we closed right below it today. So that's interesting. We'll see what tomorrow's candle delivers. So there's different lights to look at the trade in. All of them give you a little bit different information. So basically, I'm not bullish on this yet. There's just too many levels of resistance up there. And I'm more interested in shorting it again. Not that typically shorting is not my game, but if there's money to be made and it looks like a really good opportunity, then why not? When price is doing this, I'm bullish. You move with the charts. TK cross, I start feeling a little bearish. Drop into the cloud and the bear comes out in me. Chivo, bounce, this 4-hour chart, bounce to touch that Kijun-sen line right there. See how price reacts to these levels? It's interesting, huh? A lot of the market can't even see them because they don't know, they don't use this indicator, but they're there, whether they see them or not. A lot of the smart money can see them, I'm sure. I can see them. GameStop. So we went into the cloud. So basically, price is not respecting the cloud, and we're going to see if it respects this strong technical level right here. And we're right there at it. And we close it up another 5% after hours. So after hours, technically, we're a little bit above it. So tomorrow's candle is going to be interesting. If this keeps going, then the cloud's no longer in play. The next thing we look at is this top right here. That's our next area of resistance. AMC kind of looks the same. We stop right here at the top of the cloud. I think it's a good time to sell them, but to me these are just hype stocks. It's just hype, and they're dangerous because once it looks like the trade's collapsing, everybody's going to rush for the exit. And you better have one foot out the door or you're going to get trampled. It can come, pre-market when Asian markets are trading our markets, they'll just take your money off the table. You wake up in the morning, it's just gone. No, I don't like those trades, but that can happen with any trade really. I got some horror stories, especially with drug stocks. My God, I don't like drug stocks. SOS. This one I put this on the radar because it had a big move today, 21%. But look, that 21% isn't diddly squat compared to what it's down here. That's another one. I just feel that some of these are just broken right now. I wouldn't just be piling in with everything you got and then not worry about it. I'd be very concerned with these trades if you're piling in here. Tesla. That was a nice bullish move. That is a bullish engulfing candle. It's bigger than all these other candles. Bigger than a couple of them put together. Close slightly above the Kijun-sen line. 4-hour chart. Resistance levels to watch are, you see the top of this cloud, it's flat right here. That's at 760. That was the key resistance where it fell out of bed. It dropped right here, and then the momentum came on. Had a huge momentum move clear down here. Tried to bounce, reacted to the Kijun-sen line. Reacted to Kijun-sen again here. And all of a sudden now it looks like we're not respecting that line. Could see a continued move up to the cloud here. So the strongest resistance I see right now is 760. And let's see, 30-minute chart, we're broken out here. Okay, a lot of momentum. Kijun-sen's just going straight up. So if you want to trade this, I would trade the 30-minute chart. I would make a momentum trade here. Trade the momentum on the 30-minute chart. Make sure that price stays above Kijun-sen and Kijun-sen, and of course the cloud. Daily chart. We've come back into the cloud here. We got Kijun-sen and Kijun-sen both right here kind of together. I don't know if you can see them. Here's a blue Kijun-sen, Kijun-sen right together. Let's see, that's that. Oh, okay, that's a 710 level. So we got resistance at 710, and look, it's right in line with the bottom of this, the flat bottom of this cloud. So we got resistance at 710 and 760. And then of course the top we put in up here at 900. So we've got some resistance ahead. It almost looks like, see, the 200 period moving average down here. We started to catch a glimpse of it, and then we bounced. If price falls below this 200 moving average, then you've got everything against you. You've got all these moving averages above you, the cloud, Kijun-sen, Kijun-sen, just all sorts of crazy resistance above you. So it's actually kind of a positive sign that we bounced above that 200 moving average. We're back above the 100 and into the cloud. I'm not ready to go long this stock. I think it's just got too much to deal with right now. But like I say, you want to trade it, I would maybe take a swing trade. Like I say, using the 30-minute chart. Follow the momentum. Okay? And usually what you want to look for with a 30-minute chart, you're going to put in a number of candles per day. And so you may need to check the trade a couple times a day to make sure you're still trending. Sometimes price will see when we're trending down, price kind of comes above it once in a while. But for the most part, it stays pretty close with it. Crossed above it, back below it. So here's an indication of a bottom here. See, we didn't make a new low. We had kind of a bullish reversal. Came back down, didn't make a new low, and then exploded. So, kind of interesting, huh? Plug power, 30-minute chart, we're not quite above the cloud. Well, if we can drift sideways, it will be above it here, but so this is a bit of resistance here. Having Kijun-sen and Kijun-sen underneath is encouraging. To trade this here, I'd want to see it continue to trend with Kijun-sen and above Kijun-sen and ultimately get above the cloud. And I would trade all of these broken momentum stocks, or what I feel that they're broken, at least for right now. I would trade them on 30-minute charts to get a momentum swing trade. I think it's just too risky because technically the trend now is down. You're below the cloud. You have all these resistance levels above you. The proper side of the market is down until it's not. Okay? You get back above the cloud. The correct side of the market is up. Okay? It's plug power. Look at all the gapping this thing put on here. This stock just went crazy. I've watched this for years. I've traded it years ago, and I kind of love to hate it. And when you look at a long-term, let's see, long-term weekly chart, this is kind of why I hate it. So you can see we made a big move right here. If I had something to measure with, this move almost looks like it measures about the same length as that. And then look what it did afterwards. So that's another reason that I love to hate it. And we're at major resistance area right here. See how price spent a lot of time right here? And look where the cursor is, see? We're reacting to that as well. But on the weekly, we technically are still above the chart. I mean the cloud. But look how far away from we are. So, like I say, the farther you get from the cloud, the more likely you are to have a pullback. At some point, price always wants to come back to the cloud to maintain equilibrium. Look how long we had this downtrending red cloud on the weekly. Just years of way oversold. It's almost like a big aggressive V-shaped bottom here. Didn't make a new low. Came on. Okay. I think these stocks just still have a lot of wood to chew through, I think. It may be a good investment. I don't know. I don't like the fundamentals. And with electric vehicle stocks, I think there's just going to be too much competition in the space. You got great auto builders like GM and Toyota. Everybody's going to be building them. So I don't understand all the hype with this momentum. And my interest right now is to short them. Okay. This looks like an oversold bounce to me. Look at this bottoming action here. We put in a long pan and then we did this dancing around with these wicks right here. See that? So bottoms can be shaped differently. They have different ways of playing out. It can be a W shape, just an aggressive V, consolidation, double bottom, triple bottom. Gotta love those bottoms. Tilray, I don't like pot stocks. I went ahead and took my profits in this morning because I think it's just oversold. So, one last thing, ExxonMobil. This thing's been going crazy. It's trending. 4-hour chart. We're trending with the Tinkinson line. So this stock's been pretty hot. If you want to trade this, I would look for it to continue this orientation, staying above the Kijun-sen. We don't want to see a TK cross. When I look at the weekly chart and zoom out, I see a W-shaped bottom. Didn't quite make a new low here. And now we're on a tear. We're above the cloud. When I look at a really long term, can you see where a possible trend line would be here? Let's see. We'll draw it real quick. I like to draw trend lines. This could potentially go to $75. I think it's going to have a lot of trouble once it gets up there because of this trend. But that is a lot of straight up momentum. See here, we're just way oversold. We're way oversold. W-shaped bottom, reaction. So I think this too is a swing trade. I don't like it for a long-term investment. Swing trade. All right, that's it for now.